Do's and don'ts for when you're learning how to reverse around the corner. I'm going to show you what people tend to do, then I'm going to show you what you could do differently, and then I'm going to add the observation in altogether. I'm also going to break it down the steps, going back in a straight line, doing the steering, and then straightening up and going back in a straight line. Step one, reversing back in a straight line. So I want to show you this little clip here of what people normally do.
Now what I see people do is they do a tiny steer to the right, they don't even notice they've done it, and they reverse back doing this. Now I'm not looking anywhere, but
So the reason why people tend to do that is because they've heard somewhere that when you're doing the reverse around the corner, you have to look everywhere. And that is true. You have to do correct observation, but you also have to be looking at what you're doing. So an even better way to do that would be this. So when people are learning how to reverse around the corner, for the first few, I just have them looking in that left mirror only. And I do the observation for them. So take a look and I'll show you what I mean now.
we're going to give this a bash. We're going to reverse back in a straight line, looking in this mirror only. So gear, observation. There's a car behind me, so I'm not going to do anything yet. And I'm going to just reverse back in a straight line, looking in this mirror only. I'm going to stop when my back wheel gets to where the curb bends. There's a car coming behind me, I have to stop. I would be doing the observation for you here. I just want you to get used to holding it in a straight line, looking in this mirror only. And when your back wheels get to where the curb bends, stop.
So as you've seen in that clip there, I was just looking in the left mirror only, and we can see that's where the camera is pointing. That's where I'd want you to be looking while I do the observation, or your instructor does the observation for you. Because you need to know where the curb or the curb is so you can reverse around it. If you feel like you're coming wide, this is what you would do to prevent it.
So you imagine I've done the same thing. I'm looking around, I don't know what's going on, but now I've looked in my mirror, but now I see I'm too far away from the path. If you're too far away from the path, forget about looking around. Stay looking here, steer into the left. When you're parallel with the path, stop, straighten my wheel, make sure my wheel is dead straight, and now just go back in a straight line.
If you feel yourself coming wide, all you have to do is stop and think. And when you're thinking, say to yourself, right, I'm coming away from the path. I have to steer left to get closer. And the steering is the same whether you're going forward or backwards. If you want to get closer to the path, you just steer left. Once you're parallel with the path, you would then stop the car, straighten my wheel, make sure that your wheel is dead straight. You'll know by looking at your steering wheel, and then continue on back, just looking in your left mirror only, and stop when your back wheel gets to where the curb bends.
The best place to look is in your left mirror. The reason why we look there is because that's where the curb is. It's really hard to reverse around a corner if you don't know where the path is. And then when you're happy that you're in a straight line, that's when you can turn around and look over your left shoulder, out the back window, and then straight back to here. So I'll show you what I mean now. So we're going back in a straight line. If I'm happy with this, quickly out the back window and straight back to here. If it still looks good, look ahead in the right mirror, back to here. If it still looks good, back window, back to here. I can see a pedestrian behind me now. Back window, so I see that she's gonna cross the road, so I have to wait for her now. So I have to wait till she crosses. Instead of just looking at her, I'm kind of just doing a bit of observation. And with my back wheel, so I know it's clear now. So there's a car coming ahead. Back wheels get to here.
So that's step one, going back in a straight line. You have to be able to reverse back in a straight line to make this easy. If you're with your sponsor, just go forward again and just keep doing that, going all the way back to the curb and stop, and go forward and back. And when you have that perfectly, then you're ready for step two, which is the steering part. So next I'm going to show you why you could be hitting the path when you're reversing around the corner. So take a look at this here.
So now I'm going to show you why you're probably hitting the path. This is what I see a lot of people do, and when you see me do it, you will know why I'm going to hit the path. All right. So I'm in the correct position here. My wheels are where the curb bends. So this is what I normally see. So people get to here. Now, I'm gonna find this really hard to do without looking, but they go like this. They're just looking out this window and they're just steering, 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 and boom. I've just hit the path there. So why do you think I hit the path there?
So again, as I said in the video, why do you think I hit the path? Because I was looking everywhere, staring and not looking at what I was doing. You have to be looking at what you're doing. So remember I said earlier on for your first one, just look in your left mirror only. The reason being, that's where the curb is. So take a look at this way of doing it.
Now we're going to do the quarter stairs, all right? So every time we feel the curb is coming away, we're going to do a quarter stair to the left. So bring your hand up to 12 o'clock and pull it down to 9. And we're going to reverse back around. If it looks like I'm coming away from the path, I'm going to stop and do a second quarter. And I'm going to just hold the wheel. It looks like I'm coming away again. I'm going to do a third quarter. And I'm just holding the wheel. This is a bit of a funny corner. I've never done this one before. So now it looks like I'm closing this gap. So now I will bring it back a quarter. See where this car is going. And now it looks like I'm closing the gap again. I'm going to take off another quarter. It looks like it's coming away again. I'm going to turn in a quarter. And when I'm parallel with the path, I'm going to stop.
So as you seen in that video there, that's for when you're only learning this. So every time you feel that the curb is coming away, you stop the car and just do a quarter steer to the left. And then you just hold the wheel and then you're just looking in the mirror to see what's happening. If it looks good, you don't have to touch the wheel, just hold the wheel. But if you're coming away, you do a quarter left, or if you're getting close, you just do a quarter to the right. Now let's take a look when we add the observation in.
So I've done my quarter stair. It looks like I need another one. I'm going to do my second quarter stair. Once I'm in, I'm going to check my blind spot. I'm going to just hold the wheel. If I need another stair, I'm going to just do another quarter stair. I'm going to check my blind spot and back to here. I can just hold my wheel.
So as you're seeing there, I was still looking in my left mirror when I was steering, and only when I'm happy with my position am I going to hold the wheel and then check my blind spot. You want to avoid steering when you're not looking at what you're doing. That's why people tend to get that wrong. And last, I'm going to show you how to straighten the car up. A lot of people struggle with this because they try to time it perfectly and it never works. So what I always say is when you're parallel, dead straight with the curb in your left mirror, just stop the car and straighten your wheel. So take a look at this.
So now we're going to talk about straightening the car up. This is probably the easiest part. Mirror, I've done my last blind spot check. Now I'm staying looking here, and the trick here is stop when you're dead straight with the path. When you're stopped, straighten your wheel so that it's dead straight and go back in a straight line. And I'm just holding the wheel straight.
And that's how you straighten the car up. It's actually pretty easy. A lot of people struggle with it because they try to time it. But if you stop when you're dead straight with the path and just straighten the wheel, you'll find it so much easier. All the videos I was using there, you will find them in the description, and they're really good at giving you a full description of what you need to do to reverse around the corner. Just remember, if you want to book lessons, click the link in the description and fill out the form.